All right, fam. We got Rick Chow. He was in the last video from Columbia, South Carolina. That was May 28th of 2023. Accused a 14-year-old boy stealing water bottles. Surveillance footage shows the boy put them back before he left the store. Chow and his son left the store, chased that child 130 yards down a public street, shot him once in the back while he was running away. The coroner confirmed entry wound in the back, consistent with someone running away from the shooter. The sheriff held a press conference and said on the record he did not shoplift anything. We have no evidence he stole anything whatsoever. A judge reviewed the evidence before trial and denied stand your ground immunity. He denied his bond. Ruled Chow was a danger to the community. Zero black jurors in a county that is 46% black. The jury came back the same day, not guilty. It's crazy. Karmelo Anthony, this the new case. I want y'all to take a look at this video.
If you haven't been following the Karmelo Anthony murder trial out of Texas, you got to pull up a chair because this case is heartbreaking and needs to be explored. So rewind back to April 2025, where we are at a high school track meet in Frisco, Texas. You got two 17-year-old student athletes, Karmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf, and there was a sudden confrontation under one of the team's tents. Minutes later, Austin is fatally stabbed in the chest. Now, the trial is officially underway, and both sides, they are telling completely different stories. The prosecution says that Karmelo basically taunted Austin into a fight and then plunged a knife into his chest, calling it totally unprovoked and senseless. Now, the defense, they are screaming self-defense. They argue that Austin and his twin brother were way bigger than Karmelo, and that Austin actually shoved Karmelo first after telling him to get out of their school's tent. And they're saying that it was a split-second reaction born out of pure fear. Now, Karmelo, he's being tried as an adult and faces up to life in prison.
Wow, they're trying to give him life in prison. So if you didn't get it, let me give you a quick little summary. Basically, Carmelo was at a track meet. Uh, it was raining, so he went to seek shelter because he saw somebody under a tent that he knew, and he went to dab him up while it was raining. It was a great time to go and dab up somebody because it's raining. Oh, I see my partner down there in the tent, so let me go holler at him. You know what I'm saying? To go get out of the rain, basically. Something to me that sounds real harmless. But anyway, let's continue.
But not the death penalty. You got surveillance video that was just played in court, but it didn't clearly capture the actual stabbing. So witness testimony, that's going to be extremely crucial in this case. And in the end, the jury is going to have to decide, was it a case of unprovoked first-degree murder or a tragic split-second act of self-defense?
All right. So there you go. Carmelo Anthony, Frisco, Texas, April 2nd, 2025, 17 years old, honor student, working two jobs. He's at a district track meet. It's raining. And Carmelo walks over to a tent to greet a friend he already knows, a witness confirmed on the stand. He went there to dap somebody up. Someone named Eddie. He had a connection there. It was not random. It was not trespassing. He went to see a friend. Austin Metcalf tells him to leave. Witnesses testify Carmelo was asked to leave approximately 15 times. Carmelo's response, documented in trial testimony was, touch me and see what happens. He told Metcalf, as long as you don't touch me, we're cool. So Metcalf stepped towards Carmelo and made physical contact. A witness described that contact under oath as minor pushing at most. Carmelo, who was seated the entire time, pulled a knife and stabbed Metcalf once. He dropped the knife immediately. He did not stab anyone else. He did not run. The defense established Metcalf outweighed Karmelo by approximately 50 pounds. When police found Karmelo, he was hysterical. His coach testified Karmelo said, "He put his hands on me and he was crying. He asked if Austin Metcalf was okay." Karmelo Anthony is charged with first-degree murder, facing 5 years to life in prison. Trial happening right now. It sounds like the same exact thing that they were talking about with Chow. Chow chased after the guy, and after he shot him in the back, he decided to perform some type of first aid on the guy. So they were saying that, Chow was a little bit remorseful. That was what they were saying. It's the same thing. This guy, he stabbed him and immediately went to an adult that was in the area to let them know what happened. And he was really concerned with what happened to the guy. So, same exact situation, except this gentleman doesn't have a history of terrorizing people. Anyway, we'll go through that, right? So, let's get just the facts, right? Rick Chow left his store, chased the victim, shot him in the back, 130 yards away. The victim was running. Stand your ground denied before trial. Zero black jurors, not guilty. Karmelo Anthony never left his seat, went to see a friend, was touched first, minor pushing, described by witnesses, stabbed once, dropped the knife, hysterical afterwards, asked if the victim was okay. Zero black jurors, first degree murder, facing life in prison. Same self defense claim. One of them chased the child down the street and shot him in the back. One of them never got up from his chair. Only one of them is facing life in prison. So, one more thing I need to put on the table. In Rick Child's trial, zero black jurors. Richland County, South Carolina is 46% black population. Not one black juror seated. Nobody flagged it. In Karmelo Anthony's trial, the prosecution uses final preemptive strikes to remove every remaining qualified black juror from the pool. Civil rights organizations called it out immediately. The Next Generation Action Network said they were outraged and raised serious concerns about fairness and equal justice. The final jury, zero black members, not one, two cases, two states, two defendants, zero black jurors in either courtroom. You don't need me to connect these dots. You probably already did. Before I close, I want to tell you who this kid actually is. When investigators searched Karmelo Anthony's backpack at that track meet, they found snacks, a hair pick, a phone cord, keys, a cross necklace, cheeses, word finder puzzles, and a vocabulary assignment. That is who's was sitting in that tent. A kid with his homework and his Cheez-Its, trying to stay dry at a track meet, visiting a friend. That is who is now facing life in prison. Rick Chow chased the child, shot him in the back, not guilty. Karmelo Anthony never left his seat, went to see a friend, touched first degree murder. Same country, same year, same claim. This trial is not over. The verdict is coming. And when it drops, we will be right back here. We know. Make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss the reaction. Because if the outcome of this case looks different from the outcome of the child case, I want this community to have the full documented picture of why. Not rumors, not social media, the actual trial record. I'm just here to make sure we don't forget. Share this, drop something in the comments. Links are in the description. I'll see you on the next one.